Hi, this is Walt Mossberg, personal technology columnist for the Wall Street Journal. On Friday, Apple and AT&T are bringing out the 3G iPhone, the second generation of the wildly popular device that came out about a year ago. I've been testing it for the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to run down a brief set of pros and cons that might help you decide whether you should buy it. First, let me say that the new 3G iPhone looks very much like the old one. It has the same screen, essentially the same controls, the same user interface. The main difference is that you'll notice that the back of it is kind of curved black plastic instead of flat brushed metal. But the main differences are inside. First of all, it now runs on the so-called 3G network of AT&T, which is a much faster cellular data network than the original iPhone used. And so your internet speeds and your email speeds when you're using the cellular network are much, much faster. And in my tests over the last 2 weeks, that's proven to be true. You can get speeds that are 5 times faster than what you were getting on the first iPhone, and in some cases maybe even more. Secondly, this new iPhone has a GPS radio in it, meaning you can get a much more precise location on mapping applications, and you can even put a location into the photos you take with the iPhone's camera. Third, and very important for a lot of people, will be that the upfront price of the iPhone has been cut in half for the base model, from $399 for the old one to $199 for the new one for the 8 gigabyte base model. So those are great things. It's faster, it has GPS, costs half as much. But there are some things worth watching. There are some downsides and some qualifications to this. First of all, the battery life on this new 3G iPhone is much weaker than on the first one. And remember, the iPhone does not have a removable battery. So when the battery dies on you between charges, you have no recourse. And so battery life is really important. In my tests, there were many days over the couple of weeks where the battery almost died by the end of the workday, and there were a couple of days when it did die, and so I had to learn, and you would have to learn if you bought it, to manage the battery life on it and pay attention to it closely, which is kind of a pain. Secondly, on the price, even though they've knocked $200 off the price of both the base iPhone and the high-end model, which has 16 gigabytes, AT&T is raising its monthly data rate by an amount that is more than $200 over the life of the 2-year contract that you have to sign. So over 2 years, it's going to cost you more, not less. But there are some other nice advantages that Apple is introducing on Friday, and they have to do with the software on this new 3G iPhone. The operating system software now includes full access to Microsoft Exchange corporate email, calendar, and contacts. You can synchronize your email, calendar, and contacts over the air with your Microsoft Outlook on your PC at work, and that's something that the first iPhone did not completely do. Secondly, you can now mass delete email, you can search contacts. There are a number of other nice touches. Finally, Apple is turning the iPhone into a platform for third-party programs, whether they be business programs, games, communication programs, whatever. And in every 3G iPhone, there will be what's called an app store, a button that you press, and you'll be able to browse through various programs you might want to download, and download them right to your iPhone, either for free or for whatever fee the developer sets over the air. But these last two advantages, the new software with Microsoft Exchange and the new App Store, are also going to be available to people who have the original iPhone and even the iPod Touch, which is a close cousin of the iPhone, through an upgrade. So you don't need to buy the 3G iPhone for those things. So my bottom line is that the 3G iPhone works well, it's an improvement over the first generation, and it does cost a lot less to get into. but whether you want it depends on how important it is to you to have GPS, faster internet over the cell network, and a lower entry price, despite the fact that you're going to have bigger battery problems and actually wind up paying more to AT&T over the course of the contract. This is Walt Mossberg, and I'll see you next week.